What's good, y'all? It's your boy here, and we're back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and we have the legendary trailer tonight. This is going to be our legendary trailer for the anniversary, so hopefully they hold it down and give us something good. I actually completely forgot this was tonight, by the way, but luckily I was already on YouTube. I was watching a different video, so I got the notification for this right on time. Okay, looks like legendary male Robin here. And also, it looks like he's going to be finally a Grandmaster. He's not going to be another goddamn Grima alt, so that is good. Actually, he looks a little bit tiny here. Is it just me? He looks kind of short. Hold on. Like, let me see if I can get the clip without his... Yeah, like, without the words on the bottom there. He looked kind of tiny. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just, like, a weird... perspective for the artwork here, but the artwork actually does look pretty nice outside of the like short thing. So male Robin, he's going to be a green tome infantry type. He's also a Earth Blessing pair up hero that grants the bonus to defense. So all that checks out, no problems there. His tome looks pretty cool. Yeah, the artwork does look pretty good for a Grandmaster Robin. Now, hopefully, the Choose Your Legends version of this guy is going to have the Levin sword, right? Because I feel like that's the weapon a lot of people want him to have, because I think he uses it in Smash Brothers. I believe his weapons in Smash Brothers are Levin sword and Thoron the Tome. So it seems like right here he's not using either of those things. So we still have hope for all of that stuff to come later. All right, so what does our boy got for us? Master's Tactics. 14 might and 2 range, -1 special trigger. At the start of the turn, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants strategy to unit and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn, inflicts all stats -4 on unit through its next actions, and inflicts -6 on the highest and second highest stat values between all stats for each ally within 2 spaces through the next actions, and subtract 15 from attack when comparing. Okay, already, I'm going to be honest, I actually don't like this. We'll come back, though. I'll explain why I don't like it in just a sec. At the start of the turn, if unit's HP is over 25%, inflicts all stats -3 on the closest foes and foes within 3 spaces of those foes through the next actions. Okay, this part is actually pretty strong. And then at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, inflicts... attack speed and res -5 on the foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Okay. So, a lot of stat swings here. Now, Grand Strategy is an effect that we've already seen before on the Duo Crom, which makes sense that this guy would also have that effect, because it is the Robin portion of that Crom that is dealing with Grand Strategy. However, I feel like Grand Strategy is way worse off than Bonus Doubler. Basically, Grand Strategy works the same as Bonus Doubler, except instead of doing it for your bonuses, it does it for your penalties. So, right here where it says he gets all stats -4 at the start of the turn, essentially with Grand Strategy up, he's basically just going to be on all stats up 8, which is fine, because Grand Strategy nullifies penalties, and then whatever the penalty is, it will double it and give that to you as a bonus. However, there are still a lot of issues with just giving yourself debuffs like that, because a lot of units are running around with AoE specials, and when you're just going into battle with red debuffs on yourself, it just makes that even worse. Also, a lot of units right now also rely on just winning stat checks, which is going to be harder for them to do when they're just getting debuffed like this. Like Brave Dimitri and Asker, for example, they want their defense, their raw defense stat to be very high, so it can calculate in for a lot of their other effects. And just having red debuffs, it's not really the best sort of strategy to be using here. So I'm not really the biggest fan of this. It does have its uses, though. It's not like it's a completely useless ability or it's completely bad. But it's just not really my style. I would say I still prefer Bonus Doubler to this. This effect here, though, the debuff is pretty wild, because it's all stats -3 on the closest foes with no space limit here. So, like, Menace skills are limited to 4 spaces. There is no limit on this. It's just the closest foe on the map is taking all stats -3, and any foes in 3 spaces of them are also going to suffer -3 to everything. So that's a pretty strong debuff effect, actually. And then in combat, he does a further attack speed and res -5 on the foe and inflicts impact on them. So all that is pretty cool. Okay, he has Ignis for his special. Didn't the Grandmaster class in Awakening have access to Corona? I believe that was their special in that game, and honestly, I would have expected this guy to have Corona, because Corona is like the main special of these mage units that we've seen. In Radiant Dawn, I think Sanaki was the one who had Corona, and like so on and so forth. It's just the go-to magic special, and we still don't have it in the game yet, which is kind of interesting. So I wonder who will actually introduce Corona when they add it. Okay, A skill here, unique, part of the plan, aka, now that's strategy, right, from Smash Brothers. Okay, at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, inflicts all stats, or no, not all stats, attack speed and res -8 on the foe, and grants all stats of X to unit during combat, where X is the current penalty on each unit's stats times 2. So the example here, same thing as Plegian, basically. If he's got -7 to attack, he gets attack up 14 for a bonus of attack up 7. Okay, that's going to play in pretty nicely for him with Grand Strategy. So actually, this is pretty good for him. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the best for your other allies, because the only guy who's going to have part of the plan on the team here is him. Your other allies that are suffering -6 to their 2 best stats are not going to get this extra bonus there. So, yeah, that does suck a little bit for reasons that I explained. But, I mean, I guess it's still not the worst kind of effect to have. All right, and then also, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. So, he's got guaranteed follow-up, and he negates the foe's follow-up. So, he's got, like, Omni Breaker, essentially, but no follow-up is just way too common. So those extra effects there, I would say, probably just don't even matter. Okay, we have Seal Attack 4, which is good. Seal Attack is, or just any of these Seal level 4 skills are very good. So he has the effect of giving guard to enemies and attack -11 under the best circumstances. So pretty strong for a B skill. And then Kanto Control, okay. Yeah, now the floodgates have opened. A lot more units are starting to get Kanto Control now. It's kind of weird that Saline had Kanto Control, though. I have no idea why they ended up giving it to her, of all people. But okay, kind of makes a little more sense for him to have it. Okay, we have a glimpse of his stats here. I'm going to assume he's at -4 to everything, but he could also be at -6 to his 2 best stats, which are kind of hard to ascertain here, given that all these numbers look pretty close outside of attack. So, 40 HP, 58 attack, 27 speed, 29 defense, 28 res. You guys can go ahead and do the math and give him +4 and +6 where required. He's doing a lot of damage here. Yeah, all stats up 18. That is the combination of his debuffs in tandem with his A skill there, working pretty well. 124 damage, okay. Yeah, that's some big boy numbers. All right, who else is on this banner? All right, let's see what we got here. So, Robin is green, of course. So, that means he's accompanied by Legendary Xander and Thor. Okay, not exactly the best green pool we could have asked for, but it's not bad, right? Like, actually, is it? I don't know. Thor is... Why do I feel like Thor is the most valuable unit on green? I don't know. I'm not too sold on green. Let's see what else we got here. So, colorless, we have Rearmed Grima. That's very good. We have Saint Elamine, and then we have Ashura. Okay, colorless is looking way better than green to me. We got possibly the best rearmed... Well, is she better than rearmed Ophelia? I don't know. I say they're probably about tied. You get way more out of the merges on Robin than you do with Ophelia, but then Ophelia's got way better fodder. So it's like the two best worlds of the rearmed heroes. If you want to go for merges on the rearmed itself, or just go for the fodder, they're both really good. And then Elamine and Ashura, both offensive mythics. Ashura should be getting a refine in the next batch of mythic and legendary refines. So she's probably going to turn into a monster by that point. I already think she's still quite good. Kind of a slept-on unit. And then Elamine is obviously a cheater. I've never really found much use for her myself. I don't really care for False Start. But I'm not going to deny that it's very good if you have access to it. Alright, then on red, we have the male Shez. We have Gregor. And then we have legendary Seliph. Okay, yeah, red looking kind of weak there. Seliph, not really all that great for a legendary, and then two non-legendary or mythic reds, not really too sold. At least Shez has Bulwark, I guess. And then on blue, finally, we have the female Byleth. We have the legendary Fa, and then we have Saros. Okay. Yeah, this banner is really not that great outside of Colorless, and yeah, Colorless is actually really good, though. Two Astra Mythics for offense, and then a rearmed Grima. Yeah, that's really good. But the rest of this is honestly not so impressive. I'm kind of shocked. I would have thought that the Anniversary Legendary banner would have looked a little bit better than this. But I guess it is what it is, guys. So that's going to wrap us up for this Legendary trailer. Let me know in the comments section down below what you guys think about Legendary Robin and all of this other stuff that we've seen here. We are going to be able to spark if we have the Fey Pass, which I would say don't even bother wasting your orbs on this. Robin seems okay, but he doesn't seem like a must pull or anything like that. And nothing else here except maybe Grima is like a must pick up. And even Grima isn't really a must pick up, it's just a really good pickup. So yeah, I would say just hard skip here, save for Hero Rises or save for something better. Let me know what y'all think in the comments of Short Robin. And that's going to wrap us up here. So this is your boy Tacho signing out. Take care, fellas. And I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.